I do want to get you squared away on what's coming in our direction as we do approach your weekend, because this is not just going to be a one-day thing. This could spread out over a couple of days. This one in particular going to be coming in late tomorrow night and moving through early Saturday morning. You can see the greater threat out to our west, a 4 out of a 5, which is a moderate risk, enhanced risk, 3 out of a 5, where we could see numerous severe storms. And then the farther east, that's where we are under that slight risk, 2 out of a 5, which means we could still see quite a bit of severe weather, but that threat does start to drop. But I still think it is going to be possible for the entire tri-state, where we could be seeing widespread damaging winds. That's going to be the main threat, but we could also see some tornadoes. It's all going to be dependent on how that line comes through here. If we see some separated cells where they do kind of break off, that's where we could see those tornadoes develop. But if it does stay quite organized and stays together, that's where we are looking at more of that damaging wind threat. And then as we approach Saturday, we've got another threat of severe weather, but it does look to be in the opposite direction. More of that threat to the south and east. You can see that slight risk, that 2 out of a 5. This particular system likely going to be bringing very heavy rainfall. See, that first system, it's going to be moving quick, so any flash flooding doesn't look to be the case. But for this system in particular, it's going to be coming in from the south and west, carrying a lot of moisture to where we could see possibly up to 1 to 2 inches. And that goes for primarily areas in Evansville to Owensboro down into Central City. That time frame, Saturday, likely late morning and into the afternoon. Still looking a little iffy on the time frame, but right now, Saturday afternoon does look to be that prime time. So let's time it out for you. Here we are as we approach Friday night and into early Saturday morning. Now, this timing may shift a little bit, but we're not looking at any drastic changes. Right now, it is looking to impact us as we approach late Friday night. We're looking after 9, 10 o'clock, and then it is going to continue scooting to the east. And you can see it is staying very organized, but there could definitely be a few of those cells that start to break up. Like I said, that's where we could see a tornado develop. Now, we're not looking at long track tornadoes, but we could see some stronger rotation with this line. And then as we approach early in the morning, 3 o'clock. Now, this still has it coming through, but some models are showing it out of our area or in the far eastern communities by 3 o'clock. But right now, this is going to be an overnight event. After we get to about daybreak, this should be done and over with. But this one in particular is lagging behind a little bit. So that's why we've got that time frame between 9 p.m. to about 6 in the morning for your Saturday. And then we get a break. We could see a few isolated showers develop, but the greater threat for your Saturday, here we are around 1 o'clock, you can see very heavy rainfall, thunderstorm activity developing right there in that southeastern corner. It's going to continue rolling through the late afternoon and evening hours. So if you have plans to be out and about for your Saturday, especially in these areas, we're talking about primarily along I-69 and to the east. That's where we could see some of those stronger storms develop. But like I said, with this particular event, heavy rainfall is definitely going to be a factor for us. As we approach Saturday night, most of this does start to wrap up for us, and we will be looking at quieter conditions into your Saturday. So right now, primarily Friday night and into Saturday morning, strong winds are going to be the big threat. Still, medium threats, tornadoes, could be looking at baseball-size hail, and then heavy rainfall, which Saturday does look to be more of the heavy rainfall event. Right now, though, can't beat it. 77 degrees, lots of sunshine out there, winds coming in out of the southwest. You can see dew points have started to pick up a little bit. Now, it's not humid out there by any means, but you can probably feel a little bit of that thickness compared to yesterday. 75 in Washington, 82 in Sturgis, and we are at 76 in Owensboro. Tonight we stay clear. It's going to be perfect for viewing that blood moon. If you want to set your alarm for 1 o'clock in the morning, we'll take a look at that timeline coming up in the next half hour, but we'll drop to those lower 50s. And then tomorrow, the big story is just going to be sunshine, warmth, possibly in the lower 80s, but winds are going to be very strong tomorrow. We've got wind advisories in effect due to wind gusts possibly reaching up to 40 miles per hour. And then we do look at that severe storm threat Friday and into Saturday. Then we start to see some dry time, a little bit of a cool down, but still lots of ups and downs heading into next week.